The Chelsea team doesn't have a leader on the pitch. To go to Paris Saint-Germain and play against Desiree Doué and those players with that kind of
I'll be in
tactic.
complete agreement if he gets fired today. In complete agreement with it. You know, a manager can have a fault, but it's not a fundamental fault.
Yeah.
I think his handling of the PSG game, and I hope it's not a fundamental flaw, because if it's a fundamental flaw, it's not going to last in the job. And never mind not lasting in a Chelsea job, it's not going to last in any job.
What is this flaw?
I think that Saka is just getting drawn into this. I want to go score goals. My numbers are poor. It's affecting him mentally.
You see, as great as Coach Pep is, right? His ideas can only be executed by the highest level players.
Yeah, of course.
Yep.
Of
The
course.
highest level players, like these are players that if you line up 1 million football players, right, you only find about maybe 8 or 10 of them in that 1 million. I watched Semenyo and I just thought it was a level below the game.
I said, we said it's the Semenyo Premier League.
You know,
I'm
I
not
was
sure
just
it's
like
Semenyo Champions League just yet.
Semenyo, Savinho, Doku.
Even like Haaland, for me, there are certain games in Champions League that he almost also looks a level below. Like how,
Very
like,
ordinary.
and this year as a whole, 2026, he scored 4 goals in 16 games. If you add 1 game into last year, so it's 4 goals in 17 games, 2 were penalties.
So if people think City are out,
I mean,
I think
you
City
never
are
know in
out.
football.
I think
but
City are out.
I don't think so.
Why I think City are out, right?
I don't think so.
I think they have more of a chance than Chelsea do,
See.
personally.
I think so.
I think so.
If you watch Real Madrid in the league, Man City can score 4 goals against that team.
If all because we're boring, fake. It's fake. No.
Give me 5 million.
You understand?
You know, the guys are like characters in a film. It's like a weekly TV show. I think the camaraderie between the guys, myself, Ini, IBK, Wale, of course, as well as Rufai, creates an interesting dynamic that I think the viewers certainly relate to.
CHP over the years has been a necessity, still is a necessity, you know, at a time where everything feels fast and regurgitated.
Our cultural space was craving realness, heritage, and intention. And that is why I'm able to be myself on the podcast.
Oh yeah, now predict that now.
I've seen games like these.
We've been able to move with clarity to deliver something with restraint, depth, and timeless wit. And in many ways, we've been able to reset the standard to show what is possible from an African cultural and storytelling perspective.
In the first half, they
I don't know the game that you watched, but in that first half, the
They look
team
more
that looked
dangerous.
like they were going to score the most was
Tottenham.
us.
For us, it's not punditry, it's artistry. There's a self-awareness to what we're doing. For us, we're driving our cultural nuances in every single conversation, and I think that's what we keep trying to do. THP at Season 6 is a proof that when your product is sharp and your values are intact and your timing is intentional, you have a chance of building something that is authentic.
We're playing a different game, not one based on virality or chasing the algorithm, but one built on value.
We're not looking to scale at all costs. We're building substance, and we want that to scale over time.
After 6 solid years with the guys, I realized that we are not just a sports show that is entertaining, but an entertainment show that truly knows sport. I'm sure you know that already.
He just needs more oil. I will collect on 70,000. I said, this guy, he will never make it.
But all of this means nothing if no one is ready to receive it. And that's where you, the viewers, come in.
Thank you for allowing us to play our position and allowing our work to speak for itself.
So every now and then I go somewhere to different places and someone recognizes you. And that totally humbles me because of the fantastic community we've been able to build.
All of this is not enough without you guys.
Thank you and welcome.
Welcome to Season 6.
Hello, everybody. Welcome along to our Hindsight Podcast Studios. I have UB Nsondwono with the Metronome. It is a pleasure to be in the company of 3 of Nigeria's finest pundits, 2 returning. First, the man who A&R's opportunities, Mr. Olakule Rufai. He's tenacious, he's always consistent, and many might call him the hat-trick hero. That's a player that comes to mind, Federico Valverde. Next up, a man who is blessed with the gift of gab, Mr. Inyoba Monday. He's a darling of our fan base. And he does choose the games he plays, though. The player who comes to mind, one of our fans said, is Neymar. Well, next up, last but not the least, certainly, returning Mr. Emeka Nwani, who's pretty much a man who's always delivering. So given his affiliations, we had to think about the player that comes to mind. I think David Beckham. It probably is the always puts in the right deliveries. Gentlemen, it is good to see everybody on the show. 2 black outfits. A bit of contrast in his side and my side. How's it going, Emeka? Start off with you. Good?
Yeah, no, we're good to be back. My first time in this amazing studio.
Yeah.
So I'm just happy to see, we're moving up.
Yeah.
And you guys have been doing such a great job as well.
Yeah.
So, I'm happy to be back.
Getting better and, of course, stronger as well. Ini, is it me or you've put on some, you've chosen a period of months to play, because someone said he needs the name of THP.
See, you don't cast.
Once you just check the calendar, there's a period that he will not be on the show. So it's not only or somebody figured you out.
Well, but it's great to be back. Obviously, real life challenges, not making it very easy for us, but we keep going, and it's that part of time of the season where it feels like
you can't miss any games.
Of course, that time of the season where you just have to be there, and really glad to be back.
Yeah, you have to play the World Cup for sure. So these games are very important. Rufai, someone mentioned that you're always on your phone, so I think we might have to start a new rule on the show, no? Where the producer sort of grabs everybody's phones and things like that, right?
No chance.
Person get business for Alaba. You say make the
make I drop my phone. They say, container is on the express now. It's on the road now. They say you must come and pay. Say you make it drop your food.
Yeah.
Have you heard this joke where they say they took an Igbo man to the hospital? He was not feeling fine. His boys came to come and check on him and see if he's fine.
Yeah.
The man was sleeping. The man just woke up and saw 3 of them. He said, Emeka Chibuzo, who is in the shop?
What I all do here? No,
my name has really suffered because I think it's the most common name in this. Emeka is like the most common name.
Yes. No, so a lot of people don't know. UB knows this now. My Muslim name is Musa. So it's the same way. When people want to refer to a Hausa person or whatever, that's the most common name.
Yeah, exactly.
Not even Musa never forget.
You get. So it's the.
Speaking of which, right? I was going to church on Sunday, and I saw You know how you see something and it just looks out of place from what you normally, your mind registers stuff. And it was a car that had student driver, right? And I was like, should this thing be L, right? Learners. I was like, student driver, where did that one start? Where, student driver.
I like people go identify saying I learn MB where we put student driver for them.
I'm like, there's a reason.
There's people they put the L.
That's what there's a reason.
There's a reason that they write down.
They write learner L. When I see it, when I see the blood, again, I will pass over.
Hey, this guy. I don't tell you this UV don't meet somebody recently. When we start this podcast, this idiot know they quote Bible verse. Now every now and then they drop verse.
When I see the blood,
this L that you're putting here. Shit, that fool go don't say student driver, bro. You know, say when you see that L, you go not give the person space.
Yes, now once you see, you know that okay, there's something here.
I see student driver. I see how they do like this.
Student driver.
This Lagos.
They go jam you, come out to beat
when
you.
When they take your mirror and go, you go know.
I mean, person people say that student union government. These people they hung me by this school,
bro. So, I'm surprised what they didn't do is you are wearing black. No, sit here. Let him sit here. He didn't do it today.
Yeah, I think a check contrasts. Gives a big nice contrast, right? Right. Speaking of IBK, shouts to him. IBK is moving on to greater things.
Yeah.
So hopefully he comes back with a big story next week, right? IBK was viral, right?
I'm telling you,
ridiculous stories, last week.
Yeah,
and one of the reasons we started the show earlier today is because IBK is not around. Because IBK always has a story that is just before the show starts.
Always up to some bullshit, bro.
And this story doesn't, so before we start the show, right? We have a green room, we're all sitting and chilling. This story doesn't come out. Once you say, let's go, IBK story starts.
That's where the juices start flowing.
But
doesn't train as well. Eden Hazard doesn't train so well.
Gets into
the game. You can't get the ball off him.
Yeah. Someone said, say what's happening to Spurs is really sad in real life, but may it continue. And
What happened to
Spurs? So on a human level, it's very bad. But may continue. And I can understand it totally because on a human level, you can Spurs, man.
But football is football, man.
£1 billion stadium, but when they switch back into the hate watch, it's long may continue, right? Right. I think it's only right.
How do people hate? Obviously there are clubs I really don't like. I like to banter them. Someone asked me the other time, when Chelsea loses or Man U loses, which one makes you happy? I say Man U. I no go lie. I'm telling you, as I'm happier when Man U loses.
Why?
I'm happier when Barcelona loses.
I'm happy when Man U don't. Chelsea, a bit of banter, but I don't really care like that. But Man U, when they lose, you know why? Because their fans are everywhere online, making a nuisance of themselves. That's
coming from an Arsenal fan.
No, wait.
Coming from an Arsenal fan.
I think it's vice versa.
I would agree. Like I'd rather see Arsenal lose than Chelsea.
It's vice versa. I understand Man United fans, and it's because of shout out to Alex.
Can I ask you? Because I have a close friend that's a really, really big Arsenal fan. The way he enjoys Spurs, they're losing. I don't understand why, as a Nigerian Arsenal fan, he takes it so personal. How do you feel about Spurs?
And because I don't know any Spurs fan.
Yeah, but I don't get he hates Spurs almost as much as he hates Man U.
I don't see any Spurs fan. That's even the same thing like Man City.
Like City,
I don't enjoy City losing, except we are looking for the same thing. I don't enjoy if City were struggling to make the top four. I don't give a shit about them. I don't care about them because if they lose, they win. It's just like Liverpool. Liverpool, I don't care about them. So if they lose, I don't just really take excitement in Liverpool losing.
But when Man U day 50,
when Man U day 22 or them day 46, if they lose, I'm there. I celebrated. I punched the air in delight.
That's what Sidoma is saying.
I understand.
And I honestly,
it's the same for me.
Honestly,
who's the same for you?
I honestly feel like that about Barcelona. Whether Barcelona in third division, I see a game and they are losing. I'm like, get in.
Where did it start from?
So
those battles,
those Chelsea, Barcelona.
But it was football is gone. Football is gone. Back in the day, those Barcelona Chelsea games were peak. They were unbelievable matches.
Come to the bridge, gold kits, yellow kits.
Yeah, you know why I did. You know why I started disliking them was their players were calm. Ronaldinho was one of my best players. They had players I really liked. Deco. David Villa, I really liked them, but it was their fans that was coming up. And aside from going to play football, we had a place where we used to play set in the area. It was like a muddy ground, so it's very hard. So when we come out to play, it was the ego, the bravado that their fans used to come with, as if everybody beneath us,
club.
Were the ones doing football the way it should be done. We played the game the way it should be played, and then those messy years, man, and you couldn't chat to their fans, bro.
Too much arrogance,
bro. You could not say, and then they now started cheating on top of it.
No, I think for Barcelona, what annoys me the most is, when the players started they started coming up with this air of this is how we should play the game.
Do you understand?
Daniel Alves will say, say today we didn't have to suffer like this.
You get Sergio Busquets there.
I like football.
They go lose match. They go come say only one team. That's not a good bad for football. They go they draw this narrative. That guy was always so pissed.
I hate when people take that moral high ground.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
Someone said, said the way you guys are confidently, give your phones to girls to put their number. It's funny. Say, what if she she's a thief and she runs, kind of thing. And someone replied and said, say if you had run me, it was probably for the best.
I tell you.
say make an open agbero for house with my kids.
Yes,
if you can take my phone and run me.
Yes, now.
You don't see one skin that white Oyibo people. The guy is inside his car. This baby's on a bike. The guy pulls up in front of the bike and say, "Hi, babe, what's up?" The girl say, "Fine." He say, "Can I have your number?" He give the babe food. The girl tell the driver,
Zoom off.
Zoom off. Zoom off. Football like that, they play.
Yeah.
Carry phone, go give pass.
Speaking of driver, I just I stepped out and I saw that Emeka pulled up with the driver. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. How does that feel like to be driven around?
Calm, man.
So I mean, I work like 5 minutes from my house. So I generally don't. So I only use it when I'm going a bit further.
Right, when you get a bit far.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So
More like when you're going to
to
the trenches, the mainland.
no, not trenches. Not trenches.
But honestly,
I think that in Lagos,
honestly, if
No,
if
you
I can-
ask now.
no, no,
Wait
but I'm just saying.
wait now. Wait. Do you have a driver?
No, but I'm just saying.
No. Wait.
Make I pipe down.
Wait.
But
Don't say
generally,
it.
I prefer driving. I prefer driving myself.
Steady
Right.
on.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm just in control.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's sometimes still a bit of imposter syndrome. Like sometimes I still feels a bit because not my personal driver, it's like family driver.
Right.
But like just like it just feels a bit bougie.
No, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
I tell you what I can do. Even if it just feels good to be in control. But mommy, get a driver. If I now have an opportunity, say, okay, maybe I get an exotic car. Maybe I have access to an exotic car just to feel the power. Hey, I can do all that myself. Especially in this Lagos. No, I'm getting a driver.
But
In a
no matter
Beat.
how exotic that car
By
is,
the way.
if I can afford an exotic car, it means I can afford a driver. If I live in Uyo, I'll drive myself. Cozy place, good roads, good, fantastic network, big, nice place to drive around. If I live in Lagos, see, even if the car I'll get a driver.
No, man,
Because
let me
tell you.
it is mentally.
No, man, let me tell you.
Mentally, I'm telling you, mentally, I see
No,
people
man.
who drive and I see what it does to them.
No, man, let me tell you.
I
If you
will not do
drive
it.
let me tell you, man, if you drive a Rolls Royce Cullinan, I promise you that you want to feel
No,
what
I
it
know
drives
you
like.
can do that. What
Come
I'm
out on
what
Sunday.
I mean, you would, but like then after a while, like you then
You just-
No, of course. That's what happens.
So
Like,
I
you
mean,
know,
like on a Sunday, I want to go to church.
of course,
I
that's what I'm
can
talking
drive
about.
family, but
Let me give you an
say-
example.
You wait now.
But I
You
say
wait.
daily routine. Say move, go. I can't
No,
try it
nah,
because
of
mentally it's very draining.
And you round up.
Of course, that's not what I was talking about.
Okay.
Ogubo was saying, for example, something that, he can't understand why people feel like, you want to buy a car, you go and buy this big. He say nothing concerning. Say you're buying Toyota SUV or whatever. It's good. And before he continued, I picked it up from him. I said, guys, don't
So
get deceived.
you did this thing.
Don't get deceived by these
picked it
bros.
up immediately.
Say, because these bros don't see. He don't do everything.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, he now came back and said, bro, let me tell you, the last time I was in the US, so I rented one of these, so I rented a Ferrari. So I was there for like how long? So that's what, we drove around with. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like you would get it for a few days. It doesn't have to be
Yeah.
that, why you go get Rolls Royce Cullinan is your day-to-day movement.
So
Yeah, I get him. I understand.
what I can say for sure is that I think it's good perspective Emeka brings in. By the time you get to the level in your life where you're driving a Spectre or some whatever it is, a Cullinan, you've been there, you've done that.
Of course.
You understand? So ultimately the car doesn't freak you out anymore.
Yeah,
of course.
True.
Except you're a real car guy, right? So I'm a car guy, right? When Emeka pulls up in a nice car. If I, as young as I am, if I can afford that car now at this stage of my life, I'm driving that car.
No, I understand
Do you understand?
that. Of course now.
At this stage of my life,
Of course now.
when you get advanced in your life, you're like,
Yeah, no, but trust me, it's still like I can guarantee you after a few months, like when you're still on these roads, you still want to be driven.
Exactly.
no, if I'm doing a lot of things in Lagos, right?
No, of course
like
you will.
yesterday,
You would be like,
You'll be
yeah, at the point, it's just like, you know what,
So
driving
you want to be this age and be in the house not doing a lot of things.
It will
What will
like
you be doing?
it will sweet you, but
Yeah,
then
fair.
after a while, it's like you just want to be driven
Because-
and avoid all the wahala.
No, being driven is
Yeah,
in Lagos heavenly.
Yeah, different class. Especially if you have a good driver, you get.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a good driver, right? Anyway, that is that for that. Let's start the show. Because I do think that a lot of times because we're not a review preview podcast. Sometimes we run away or we sort of like becomes an oversight with the current games. We don't do like this is the game that happened yesterday and let's talk about this and stuff like that. And that is why if you watch the trailer for our podcast, you find Wale thanking people for allowing us clear position, which is pretty much where we are. But I think today it's a good place to start. I think I want to start with Chelsea. What we saw yesterday because it was billed as the biggest game of the Champions League round of 16. And I was looking forward to it more because Chelsea of course beat PSG in the Club World Cup and everything like that. And to be fair, the game started off well, but I'm just going to get it straight into it, right? We talked about Chelsea last week with Liam Rosenior, bit of a comparison with Enzo Maresca. And I said it was the big games that I really felt like Enzo Maresca was there to show himself, that kind of thing. Obviously, it's just been, 3 months since Rosenior got into the job. So a bit of a high benchmark. But what are your findings from the game? Yeah.
Have you been digging?
let me just say this out the gates. I'll be in complete agreement if he gets fired today. In complete agreement with it if he gets fired today. And the reason is, I said it on the show years back. When a new Chelsea manager comes in, there are things I look out for. There are things I look out for in terms of, a manager can have a fault, but it's not a fundamental fault.
Yeah.
You can have a fault where maybe, you want to do like this or make this selection, but you are not the sort of manager that dies on that decision. But when I see fundamental flaws, it rubs me off very wrongly. I think his handling of the PSG game, and I hope it's not a fundamental flaw, because if it's a fundamental flaw, it's not going to last in the job. And never mind not lasting in the Chelsea job, it's not going to last in any job.
What is this flaw?
It's the running it's towards the end of the season. And then you come up with, the way I work with goalkeepers, I never have a
Number one.
a number one this time of the season. Not only that, since you have come in 2.5 months ago, you have not named the same back line 2 times on a row.
Whoa.
Is that down to injuries or?
And
That could be.
I can't kill him for that, because it's down to injuries, it's down to you have to manage load, it's down to all of that. Good example, I was looking at Thiago Silva's build up to the game, the PSG game, and he said, look, I watch a lot of football. And Chelsea played in the last month before the PSG game, played 7 games compared to PSG's 4. So that's almost 50% more. So I'm not going to kill you for not naming the same backline. There's injuries, you have to manage. There are some of those guys that you must manage. If not, they go back to injury. So I get that. You then decide that you're going to start the exact same thing with the goalkeeping position. This time of the season, Jorgensen just coming back from injury. This nonsense about, he's been training very well since he's been back from injuries. He's been pushing, give him an opportunity. When he did it against Aston Villa, I was looking at, what's this idiot doing? I was looking at,
It's a man-age situation, bro.
Who is the idiot?
the Rosenior.
Okay.
And since he's been hired, I don't have a problem with him. I think all the games he has played, I've honestly, considering the circumstance of coming in this season, I've been impressed with almost all the games he has played. In terms of setup, in terms of knowing what to do in the course of the game, I've been impressed with everything. However, I was really, really, really surprised about his decisions yesterday.
Right.
Because if you're going into the PSG game, when Maresca played PSG, Chelsea won PSG not because Chelsea were a better team than PSG. It was because Maresca saw a loophole and zoned in on that loophole and said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to give them this game. They can't handle this game. That's what we're going to do. So how you come into the game and you decide at PSG's home, that's the best pressing team in Europe last season. That's the best pressing team in Europe last season. And you decide, this is what we're going to do with a goalkeeper that's starting his first game or his second game in how many months?
So when I watch the game, right, there are things where I found ridiculous, and this is why I actually started watching Champions League football. I'm not really interested. I'm not one for the group phase thing. I might miss a couple of games, but from here I watch until the very end, because ultimately this is where you see you see people put their best foot forward in this round, so you can make a bit more final conclusions into what you're seeing. And I saw the Chelsea, was it the Chelsea Arsenal game where Sanchez was, you make the first station pass, he gets pressed, he gets nicked off you, and you keep doing during the entire game. 2 things come to my mind. It's either the player, right, is just absolutely stupid, or the manager has given a clear instruction and say, always make the first station pass, don't play long. Right. So when I see that with Sanchez, I'm thinking, okay, when you change the goalkeeper, right, what you're telling me is that you're not happy with that performance, right? So that means you are presupposing that it wasn't necessarily your expectation. When the second goalkeeper comes in
and does the same thing,
I'm caught in the middle. I'm thinking, he cannot be stupid. He has seen them drop the other goalkeeper, who's the better goalkeeper, right? I think Sanchez is better than Ferguson, right? Sure. And you keep doing the same thing. What that tells me is that it's either the manager has had a meeting with everybody. Then when they're stepping out, you now call and say, come, play this first station pass, to... I saw Enzo telling him, like play the ball long, you're crazy. The press is there.
When they say in teams that you need leadership, that you can have a really good crop of players, quality, good footballers, but you need leadership in the team. People don't see the importance of having a leader on the team. I heard one former Man United player say, he said, all those Premier League titles we won in the 90s, early 2000s, if Keane was not in the team, we win nothing. He said we're scared of Salex on the touchline, but we're more scared of Keane on the pitch. Because Keane was ultra demanding. Like he would leave his game and concentrate. He would pick on you on the pitch and make sure you do. You listen to Lee Dixon, Nigel Winterborn, they say the same thing of Tony Adams. You listen to Chelsea players, they say the same of John Terry. The Chelsea team doesn't have a leader on the pitch. It lacks, you could look at the team and say, this team lacks leaders. It clearly lacks leaders. Because I was in the group chat yesterday and I said the same thing you be saying. Because I do not understand when a goalkeeper, in the face of very serious danger, 3 players press you. See, no matter how good a player you are, when you are going to receive the ball with your back, against your opponent, no matter how good you are.
You're not Busquets, man.
Like, you're not Sergio Busquets. Like, nobody could do it like Busquets. Like, Busquets was on another level. And I don't think there will ever be a player as good as him in his position. Like, what he used to do with his back against his opponent. When a player is chasing you, and they're not just chasing you alone, they're chasing another of your opponents, they're chasing your teammate, and the goalkeeper thinks that it is okay to play the ball against somebody that the US Army are after. Like, I sit down and I'm like,
especially at that stage of the game.
I don't see the manager stand up on the touchline
saying, this is the last time we'll do that.
I put it on the manager.
For me, it's even just basic physics, right? It's just momentum you get. We're running, it's like when we talk about, we argue with the corners and the physics of the entire the projectile thing, right? You're making a pass to me, right? I am running into the pass, right? Most likely the pass is not going to stick.
Yeah.
No, it won't, Sam.
You understand? Except you have Bebator's first touch.
A bounce pass out.
You understand? So the only way you can do is transfer the energy with the force to play first pass out, right? I think Caicedo scans very well, right? But at some points, you are going to kill his confidence in the game if out of 5 passes, he's escaping just by the breath, by a hair's breadth.
You be no vex, because I'm not, Emeka, you're going to go. I'm not done with this Rosenior thing. See.
Until they fire him.
No, I'm not done. You don't understand. I was really surprised about his approach yesterday. And unfortunately, I couldn't watch the game live because I had to be somewhere. I was important. When I saw the sign, I said, Jorgensen, my goodness. You see, when we drew the game against Burnley scored, when we got a red card, and Burnley scored a corner kick in the last minute of the game. In his post-game conference, he said, we set fire to 4 points in the last 2 games. I'm getting to know the players better. I'm getting to know, and then he said something cryptic. He said, I get to know, for players you can depend on in difficult times when you're looking to see how games. At the time, I was in my mind. I was looking at the game like, who this guy? They try pick out, but we if he name them. So, reach 2 weeks or 3 weeks after that statement, you then come out with the way I work with goalkeepers. I don't usually have
a
number one. So I'm like, okay, be like saying Sanchez, this guy been the dig out. Which is I'm looking for the best. It is so dull to go and pick out Sanchez. You know why? Last season, Sanchez made, I think, 5 or 6 errors leading to goal, the most in the league. This season, he has made none. It's not just he's been one of the best goalkeepers in the league this season. So if you then go and decide that, okay, let's even say because the Burnley game was a corner kick they scored. And maybe you have decided, Sanchez, we put you there because you are tall, 6'5", you should be able to claim and you concede. So if you want to drop him out of the team for that, then you drop him for somebody that is not only shorter than him, but is useless when it comes to cross-claiming. And the only thing he knows how to do is possibly just make a few passes.
Just stop
That's the only thing he knows how to do better than Sanchez.
Yeah.
And you see, again, the question of, maybe the goalkeeper was what the coach told. Yeah, it was what the coach told them to do. How I know that it was what the coach told them to do, Sanchez used to do something very well under Maresca. When he wants to play short passes, he will make those his mistakes. He can make those his mistakes. But when it is clear that the instruction from Maresca is that when you see a long pass go, Sanchez is very good with it. That's how we beat PSG 3-0. Go and watch the game. That's literally how we beat PSG 3-0.
Right.
There are so many other games like that. So it is the coach's instruction to say, let's draw them out with our build-up.
Because I feel like, what's your take on the entire thing? Because, we haven't had you on the pod for a while.
Yeah.
When you watch Rosenior, and I don't want to draw a line under him because that would be unfair.
Yeah.
I think I've seen some good things. It's not easy to come into a job halfway.
Yeah.
But what's the
So okay, going a bit more macro now, so not just this game. I would say I remember at 2-2 yesterday against PSG. I was very much like, I'm actually very impressed with the job he's been doing because I think they've been offensively a lot, okay, not a lot, but they've offensively been better than under Maresca. I've seen them, yes, for sure. I've seen them play. They seem a bit more fluid. You can see João Pedro now all of a sudden is catching, like he's hitting form.
Even against low blocks.
Like I see fluidity, but I also see a lot of naivety in terms of how they balance games, and which is why you can see in the biggest games, the 3 against Arsenal, 3 games against Arsenal, now this PSG game, he doesn't have that now of how to like manage a game. And against Arsenal in the league, again, like you can see Chelsea, second half, Arsenal were holding on a bit. Chelsea they were playing with confidence in second half. You could see like, they didn't have many chances, but they were trying to dominate the ball. Like, so you can see a manager that has a clear idea, an ideal of how he wants to play. But again, this is top level football. Like you can't just be, play how I want to play. Like you have to be able to stop better opponents. Like PSG are the European champions. So you need to be able to understand that, okay, yes, we can try and go toe to toe, but we need to also use some sense, have some defensive mindset and stability when needed. So that's what I'm thinking.
Is that a problem? Because people criticize Arteta a lot, and quite rightfully so because of the conservative nature he plays his football. No, people do that a lot, and quite rightfully so because when you look at Arsenal, you always think that, goodness gracious, you have better players, you have good players, you should be on the front foot.
You're better than that.
You're better than that. You should be, you should be going after the game.
Yeah.
But when you come into games against PSG, is it pride or is it a naivety?
I think it's naivety.
To go into that kind of game.
I think pride is a subset of being naive.
It's good to have your ideals, right? So this is Chelsea Football Club, right? I understand you want to go and dominate the game, you want to show yourself. And again, like at 2-2, if you even look at the stats, Chelsea had more big chances. So you can understand what he's trying to do, but at the same time, you also have to understand your personnel. Like your backline, you're playing with the likes of Chalobah. You don't have the team to do this yet. I'm sorry. What's one last point? Better managers and better teams have gone to places like Parc des Princes, and you understand. It's 2 legs. Okay, so it's a bit of naivety which he might learn. Like Arteta learned. So it's a bit of naivety there, but
let me tell you something. It's not naivety, it's hubris, it's ego, and it's that ego that will kill him.
You see, he talks like it,
it's ego. You at 2-2, he has played with Strasbourg. He has played PSG 3 times before yesterday's game. He has won 1, he has lost 1, and he drew 1. So I'm guessing somewhere in his mind, and there's a Strasbourg game he played where I think he was still in charge. Then they were leading PSG like 3-0. Somehow PSG came back, played 3-3. So I think somewhere in his mind, he believes.
I don't crack this food.
Say, if I don't sprinkle small extra quality
the players now.
I supposed to beat this.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, it's possible.
So you see, is hubris.
Yeah.
At 2-2, away from home, 75 minutes has been played.
That's a good result.
At 2-2. Tell me the reason why your goalkeeper is still doing this stupid.
But in this point, I think if you have, so in that situation, yes, the manager's hubris on IBC, whatever. But then, like you mentioned, whether it's Roy Keane, John Terry, all these guys, there are times where the players, like that's what the players have to take that responsibility. So they should tell, like what Enzo was doing, kick it long.
But Enzo is telling him, but you see, if a goalkeeper has been dropped,
so
because
this is
the
his
manager
specific
is saying
instruction.
this is how I want you to play.
Fair enough.
I have now brought in another one who, of course, is going to want it because he's like,
That's
this is the
his
only reason
instruction.
they brought me in.
I think, but it still goes back to the point. You need leaders on the pitch.
No, we have established that one. The
That
team
thing
doesn't
Enzo did when he conceded that goal, that should have been done before the goal was
Bros,
conceded.
whether it is done before-
That should be. Hold on. That should be. If I'm a captain in a team and I see my goal and the manager says, let's play this way, and we're under pressure. We say PSG press with incredible force. Like when they go, I will tell the players on the team. I'll call the defenders, the goalkeeper, and say, you know what? Every time there's an opportunity to pass the ball out, and we have a bit of angle or a bit of options with one player there and there, but once there is only one option, put your boot through it.
May I just think so?
Well,
so
simple
let's
as that,
let's wrap up on Chelsea because we need to move on quickly. I think it is. I agree with lack of leadership. I also think it's tactical naivety. You understand? Because when you have a team that's got Neto, you've got Malo Gusto, you got players that got half pace. Your Cole Palmers, they can really run. All you need to do is beat the press, right? So you feigns like you want to go short, you pick your moment, somebody's out there, you go long. And that's how you beat them in the first time. The first time.
I promise you, I'll score PSG 4 or 5 goals.
So to do it, because when they go, because PSG press, a lot of teams press. PSG do ultra pressing.
Yeah.
They go the first phase, the second phase, they jump, everybody jumps and goes. It leaves a gaping hole in the back.
Yeah, of course.
You understand?
The second goal now.
Exactly. You get no defender can defend 40 yards from their goal. It's not possible.
Yeah.
So I think it's also a bit of like, we can play. So let's play through the press and that kind of thing. So that's that for me.
Right? My final thought.
We need to move. That's very quick. Yeah.
We have established that the team doesn't have. You don't understand, like the team. How many teams have got a figure that when they speak, okay, Enzo told him don't do that. Did he stop? How many teams have got a figure that once they speak, the teammates fall in line? A lot of teams. So then that becomes the responsibility of the manager. So if you have told the team this is how they should play, it is also your responsibility to manage the game during the game. It's at 2-2. You should be getting instruction on field to say, okay, this is how we go from here. This is what we
Ultimately,
do.
that's the manager.
It's your job.
People say that the best managers are the ones who are tactical geniuses. I don't think so. I think the best managers are ones who understand in-game problem solving. That's what in my opinion, I think the best managers understand tones of game and know when to,
No, just throw that away. Let's manage the game as it is, yeah.
We always say that Pep is a purist. But I don't think Pep, maybe he was a purist in his early years, but Pep has adapted so much in his game. Came to the Emirates Stadium, scored a goal, put everybody behind the ball. Because he understands that if you keep flying forward, you're going to open spaces for this team. We're not that good defensively. Yeah. So the best managers understand in-game problem solving. They understand how to, you know what, in the next 15 minutes, we're going to be compact. We're going to stay close to each other. Yeah. We're not going to allow them spaces. To go to Paris Saint-Germain and play against Desiree Doué and those players with that kind of tactical, like I saw Dembele, I think it was the second goal that Dembele was isolated with. Like, how could you, like, when you start a game, how could you play that position? Like when you start a game and you look at the opponent and the quality of your opponent, what you do is, when PSG played Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium, I can tell that Enrique told his team, we know how Mendes, the left back, is good, but don't isolate him with Saka. If you isolate him, Saka will kill him. Saka will kill him.
But
you know why Saka will kill him?
That was a lie.
He will win 1 or 2 challenges, but Saka will win 1. And if Saka gets past him 1 or 2 times, you're in trouble. So he puts Kvaratskhelia with him. how do you go into a game
playing
and then you see there is no defender in the world that Dembele will score 1-1. There's no, he will beat you. Don't worry. Dembele, when Dembele was at Dortmund.
Wan-Bissaka though.
What do you be Wan-Bissaka? What do you be Wan-Bissaka?
When Dembele was at Dortmund, I can tell you it's a joke, but one of the reasons Barcelona signed him was he knows how to chop back. Like that thing he did. Like
having said that, I think Wan-Bissaka is the best.
Wan-Bissaka now for right back now. For
Wan-Bissaka,
middle of the pitch.
My guy. I've been watching football for at least 25 years.
There's so much space.
Wan-Bissaka plays central defense. Baba, he will not have a job.
My guy. I think Wan-Bissaka, I've watched for over 20 years. 25 years. I think it's the best one before defender I've seen.
But he's in the position.
On his side.
I don't want to know.
On an island.
But
Wan-Bissaka can hook you because there's only one way. One other person can go.
By the way,
you see that thing that Wan-Bissaka they do. As Dembele they put the ball, he do like he wants you. Wan-Bissaka he go sit down for ground.
Let's move on Chelsea, right?
Is there a way back?
Right.
You don't know.
Remontada.
You don't know Ramanjani.
You don't know Antirabota. I don't know that you can give PSG
that's why I'm
pissed,
Football.
Let's talk about Man City. It was one of those games where
Man City played.
One of those games where I thought the game could have gone either, like the result that Real Madrid had 3-0. It could easily have been Man City 3-0. Like that's when I went into the game, I was thinking, I'm not excited to watch the game because I've seen it too many times.
I have to say before the game.
Before the game. If I came and saw Man City 3-1, 3-0, I won't be surprised.
Yeah.
And the same way I saw Man City, 3-0 down, I wasn't surprised. So, but in terms of the matchups itself, I think it's something that I'm happy it's almost come full circle a little bit. Because we Pep, one of the greatest managers in the game and he's probably not number 2, right?
No, he's number 2.
Right.
He's not.
Right.
He's not. Stop that.
When
man is the greatest.
When we used to say that, you see, as great as Coach Pep is, right? His ideas can only be executed by the highest level players.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Of course.
The highest level players, like these are players that if you line up 1 million football players, right, you only find about maybe 8 or 10 of them in that 1 million, right? With exceptional gifts to take information and interpret it and micro-interpret it beyond what the manager is even telling them. Mm-hmm. So when the manager says that, I build the game from this phase into this phase, then he's like, the things that this guy is doing in this phase, I didn't even tell him to do that. That's your David Silvas and that's your
De Bruyne's.
That's your De Bruyne's, things like that. I watched Semenyo and I just thought it was a level below the game.
I said, we said it's a Semenyo Premier League. I'm not sure it's a Semenyo Champions League just yet.
You could just tell that the players were just a level below the game.
Yeah.
What the game required. Semenyo, Savinho, Doku, Sheki
came in late.
Came in late. You can just tell that the game this is a level ahead of the players.
Yeah.
When you now watch a guy like Valverde, maybe not the most talented player in the world, right? Because that's his comfortable level, right? Your Vini. You see when Vini takes the ball, he's like, that thing we talk about since, let's do it today. That ball that we've been playing since, today we now know if you're actually better than me. You can tell that they are just like on a different class, right? I was watching, what's his name now? I was watching, what's the kid's name? The midfield player for Real Madrid.
The
Adagula. He's not, I don't think he's generational talent. But the fact that he's been in that environment, right?
Technically brilliant.
He takes the ball, the turns, the choice of passing to just take, like he passed the ball and he has taken out 4 people in your team. And you're thinking, wow, the guy understands the job. In contrast, I watched the Man City game and I was thinking, why is Rodri, I know your job is to stabilize the team, and make sure that the team is stitched together.
Yeah.
But I just thought he passing too many times at the back, just playing vertical short passes, And Real Madrid were like, this is what you guys want to do. I'm comfortable. So you guys do your thing in your half. When we get the ball though, we play at my pace.
A few things on City. I think they're, at the moment, they seem to be caught in 2 styles. First of all, I think it seems like they're recruiting for post-Pep. And they're still trying to play Pep's way, right? Because you look at the likes, like I said, the likes of Semenyo, not a Guardiola player in any way. Kusanov is playing right back. Like it's very.
It's a top defender.
Yeah, you know, he is like he's quick.
Top
But he's not a right back. He can't.
No, he's not a right back.
No, like when Pep has played with Dani Alves, with Philipp Lahm, all these kind of guys. You know what I'm saying? Then you have who was playing left back, O'Reilly. So like I feel like they're kind of caught in between two eras at the moment. And like we said, like it's not really a Semenyo Champions League just yet, because at that level, like you said, you see the way the likes of like Vinny, these guys touch the ball. Even like Brahim Diaz, like they just.
Brahim Diaz.
I want to hype man. There's
just an extra. So there's just an extra bit of quality. But I think the main thing is even like Haaland. For me, there are certain games in Champions League, and since post the treble season, that he almost also looks a level below. Like how like Rudiger handles him very well. And this year as a whole, 2026, he scored 4 goals in 16 games. If you add 1 game into last year, so it's 4 goals in 17 games, 2 were penalties. So he's only scored 2 open play goals in 2026. And he just, when I look back at the likes of whether it's Aguero, Rooney, like the generation before, Benzema, Suarez, like they can never dream of scoring the 50, 60 he scores every year, but they can impact games for me at a much higher level than Haaland can.
This semi-final, there's a famous video that comes to my mind where I think you know this video. If you don't know it, you should leave the show. It's a video where it's David's first video, right? So he goes out to the club, they're buying drinks, right? So they buy the drinks, and the waiter is like, so who's going to pay for this? Like, these drinks?
Are you joking?
These drinks, and I start pouring the drink. So like it's like going back to like things like they're Suarez them, like you're spot on. We might not score your 40 goals every time. Haaland is a freak of nature in that sense, right? But they will play a Champions League game, right? And
Rooney will not turn up.
And I'll be a footnote in the game. It's almost impossible.
Never
touching the ball.
Never.
It's impossible.
So when we talk about some of these ex-players, I like where you ended it. When people say it's just nostalgia that people are feeling. You people don't really. You don't. Really
Drogba will be a footnote in the game.
Look at those Champions League season where Benzema was rolling back. Where Benzema was just balling. Benzema was balling against all freaking odds.
All types.
Every single odds is piled against Madrid. The guy will say, you know what? Let's go. Bro,
so I'm not thinking about a guy like in a small team like De Rossi. You understand?
Yes, sir. There were a lot of players.
You're going to play a game against Roma. You know that De Rossi is going to ball.
You know that.
It's a guarantee that he will put up a 8/10.
Yes, sir.
His team might let him down ultimately.
Yes.
Right? But that's say De Rossi no go ball, Man City no go ball.
Do you understand?
No, it's not possible.
Of course now. That one is clear. See, anything where anybody like make it up, me, I'm even clear on it. These crop of players we have now, nowhere near what it used to be in terms of level of.
It's not even nostalgia.
That's why I get angry when people compare players in this generation and the generation before.
Well, you see, you have to give me an award.
I get angry
You have to give me an award. There's nobody that knows how to pinch a pass off somewhere like this.
I listen, I really want to talk.
Like, it gets me really. He left before hanging.
Bro.
You know when ball, you know when play ball, you know when play ball, there was a time in the game yesterday, right? Brahim Diaz was taking the ball running, right? Vinny, so he was telling Vinny, you go forward. Vinny go pillar, go stand for let's say, Papa, me I did. When you ready?
You go give me. You go give me the ball.
Literally, Brahim Diaz run pass her. Give Vinny say, okay, then you have sense.
Thank you.
You just say this 5-5 bomb for play. I'm the man in this team.
Yeah.
No, like you can tell now that Vinny, see, you know when fans make up stuff, right? And by the way, I've done the same thing as well. Taking off Vinny.
I know.
Right? Why they talk, he just pinch up off and say, let me help you there.
So I was going to say that obviously it's clear, like nowhere near. Even when you watch the football, like there's a feeling you get. It's not the same.
Yeah.
Like when you watch these players play, like how is this guy so brilliant? And like you said, it didn't used to be just players that play for the biggest teams. It was, I saw a clip back of Parma. Was it Parma Juventus? The Parma team at the time. The Juventus team at the time had Van der Sar in goal. The Parma team at the time, I think, had Veron, had Pavel Nedved. Like, football was just more enjoyable. But you see, with Man City, I quite agree with you. I think they're caught in between almost like two eras where they go into a game, Pep will be like, I think Pep is even struggling between which game do I play someone like Nuri at left back? This boy knows how to defend.
Yeah.
Which game do I play Say we go manage Rodri today. It feels like he's not too sure.
Yeah.
But also, it's another thing where Pep gets away with a lot.
Yeah.
I think that game yesterday, I think he started with a 4-4-2. I don't know if it changed.
Yeah, it was essentially Semenyo.
I think he started with a 4-4-2.
Yeah.
And I think Semenyo has scored a few goals in the Premier League. But his profiling of Semenyo so far hasn't worked out. In terms of performance, he's been
poor on the ball.
Ridiculously poor.
Yeah.
I've seen
I
games
told him
where,
now Costa Road was there for him.
bro, you
He
understand?
didn't want it.
I've seen games where Pep is using him almost like an inside number
like a striker,
8.
like a striker.
Or someone is using like a striker, and I'm like, this Semenyo, if you put him one-on-one against this fullback, now where they enjoying game.
But the issue now is that because they are playing such a deep block like all the time. So Semenyo would have been perfect for like a United, like where Cunha is playing, when like he can run.
God.
But against City, like I think for City now, I think Pep is just trying to find out where he can score goals because that's only Haaland normally scores in that team, and he's just trying to profile him in a way where he can be central to get goals. Because I think deep down, I think Pep and Semenyo has said himself, I think Pep almost sees him also like pretty much a number 9, to be honest.
Exactly.
Because he's not good. He's not really like he can run, but he's not really good at taking on 1v1.
Really good at dribbling like that.
His technique is very unrefined.
I think he's a very classic. He's a classic counter-attacking player. That's why I said he's a perfect United player.
Yeah, I think he's good for on the left.
Those games where United are low,
Yeah.
then we break.
And just break.
Bruno, oh no, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I told him, I had the Costa Road.
Costa Road
I told the Costa Road was there for him to come and
Semenyo
run.
on the counter. My goodness. You
can't touch him.
You want to go and take all
Can't touch him. But I saw a tweet. Let's pick up the pace. I saw a tweet that said, nobody ended up winning the Palmer, Saka, and Foden argument, right? And I was just thinking, everybody knows how big a fan of Cole Palmer, right? But for me, there has to be at a point where even he realizes that, you see, there's a slump in form. Then slump in form becomes habit, right? It just feels like it's a bit of luster that's not on his game anymore. I don't know if that's injury.
I think you
have
to give him that grace. I think like his body seems to be breaking down. I can sense he's overthinking sometimes on the ball. Like I think he's like things are just not flowing because he can't trust his body. He'll make the run. He can show that he can still run, but then instead of doing the pass quickly, he'll maybe chop in. So I think I'll give him some grace. I think for me, obviously Saka, but I think for me it's Foden more so because I saw a friend of mine were talking yesterday and he mentioned like Foden didn't even smell that pitch yesterday and nobody even cares. Like, they didn't even notice it. Like Phil Foden.
True that.
Player of the year 2 years ago.
It was fraudulent player of the year.
Man City boy, Bernabeu, first leg, afterthoughts. And it's not even something that people talk about. Even Saka, he had a bad game.
Pep gets away with.
That's what Pep gets away with.
Saka had a bad game. Everybody talking about it. Now we're talking about Palmer. Well, no, Foden is just like, okay.
I agree with you. I think Palmer said in a couple interviews that, all season, he's not been, first of all, obviously he's been managing pain, doesn't want to go for surgery because of the World Cup. So
I don't think he's going to go to the World Cup.
He's not been able to do things. He can't move, he can't, he's struggling and then...
There was a pass yesterday, this thing Emeka said, and sometimes, no, sorry.
Go.
So there was a pass yesterday, a brilliant ball, like I knew Palmer would play the ball. Like in my head, I'm like, Palmer is playing ball. And I see a goal. When the player gets on the ball, I see the player, I see a movement, I'm like, that's Chelsea have scored.
I saw Bruno in his
comment. And then he chopped back. When he chopped back, they closed him down. I'm like,
so the reason
this is not Palmer.
So the reason I don't, for situations like that, I never fault Palmer. Like that. The reason I don't do it is that when Palmer does that once, there are like 3 or 4 he would actually pass. It might not turn to a goal. Against Aston Villa, he turned to like 2 goals or 3 goals that it was him that made it happen. So when Palmer does that and he chops like, bro, why you don't pass this ball? I don't hammer on him because
Odegaard does it for a living.
No, you get Odegaard does it for a living. That was 9-day job. So
you go chop. You go come on my club this summer.
You get so I think after Palmer said that a few times, there's another interview where I said, "Oh, I am a lot better now. I feel myself again in a way." And there's something I said about Bellingham. I think I said about Saka at some point as well. There's a mistake that they make in England. When a player that's called a midfielder bursts onto the scene and start scoring goals, they immediately hype him up as a goal scorer.
Yeah.
as opposed to allowing the kid learn the actual nitty-gritties of being a midfielder. For me, I think Palmer has that naturally. So I don't have a problem. In fact, I would prefer
even though he got dragged into, even though he
of course now because
he started start partying at the time.
he too was looking for goals.
Started start partying at the time.
That's a great point. It's a great point.
So me, I would love him to evolve into a midfielder and assist maker.
Exactly.
Exactly. You know, say you are also guilty of this thing.
Me.
You are guilty of this thing, and because now make Saka they play nonsense.
No, Saka's a winger.
No. Now make Saka they play nonsense because Saka has suddenly in his mind, you know, he started thinking that he's a goal scorer.
Must get numbers.
He must get numbers because usually.
So I take be my fault.
No, wait. Now you. The other day you say Saka scored certain number of goals.
No. I'm taking it from you.
No, wait. Let me finish. Wait, because the Saka before we signed Gyökeres, I was like, the amount of balls Saka puts into the area, Gyökeres is going to score goals. All of a sudden, Gyökeres has arrived. Saka now suddenly doesn't put those balls anymore.
No, sir.
He's chopping back, wanting to shoot. I'm like, bro, calm down now.
By the way, we found out is the guy that replaced Gyökeres has scored 35 goals.
So it's the league.
You see one video where one guy, I don't know his name. One guy for Twitter, influencer, like a Liverpool fan. The guy say, EFCC start like say EFCC, you need to step in. There's a scam currently going on in Portugal. It is called Sporting CP. He said the guy that replaced Gyökeres, he has scored 30 goals. He said, and somebody else is going to fall victim. I'm buying. He said EFCC, Interpol, you know.
You have to establish. Sit down, man.
I think it's too funny.
Sit down, man. Let me tell you. I'll be very honest. When we were talking about Saka, it was banter. I was also the person. In fact, before anybody said it in the world, Arteta started playing Saka behind the striker this season. I said it 2 seasons or a season ago. Before anybody on the surface of the earth said it. I said, Saka's football brain, he's a guy that should be able to play passes and unlock defenses. Now, Arteta is doing this season. I was also the one that said Martinelli has been dragged into he has to score goals. Wingers used to be create goals. It doesn't matter if you don't score. You can score the 1 or 2, but wingers used to be create dribble, cross, dribble, pass, dribble, cut back or square. That's what it used to be. Now everybody wants to get goals.
Yeah.
You know. So
So I think Ofra makes a good point in the sense that you know, it's quite ironic that in the year where Bruno is scoring his lowest, I think everybody just like, the boys guy is playing on a different level. Like the football he's playing is different level. Like he's just scoring the goals, but the football
is
like
supreme.
It's just, and everybody can just see that.
I think Bruno also went through what Palmer is going through now.
Exactly.
Because he came in house on fire, scoring 20 goals, that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? And then he tries to now, you're now constantly trying to meet up to that.
To meet up, exactly.
And you now forget your football.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So I think Palmer is now really, and it's good because it's not normal to have had the kind of rise from Man City reserves to be Chelsea's best player.
Yeah.
He has scoring hat-tricks, you know, kind of thing.
4 goals.
And then it's like he constantly, I think it now affected his game. So now I'm seeing him trying to, like his technique is brilliant. Like he's a smart player. So now he just needs to refine his game, figure out his pocket, like what he wants to do, get his assists, impact the game in different ways.
Exactly.
So he's a young kid. Like
I see Bruno in his comments.
Leave GA alone.
I see Bruno in his comments a lot. Bruno like, what a player. Real recognizes real. You can tell that this boy knows that this guy can play.
The boy is a special player.
I saw Bruno and Maguire watching the Mata free kick. It's crazy how players know themselves.
Yes,
it's crazy. Like you know that this guy's gonna score this. You've seen it many times.
So as you guys brought Saka now, like Ini, so what's going on? What do you think?
I'll tell you what's going on, but let him go.
Okay, no, I personally think that Saka is just getting drawn into this. I want to go score goals. My numbers are poor.
But he doesn't look the same physically.
It's affecting him.
Okay,
it's affecting him mentally. Yeah, I think he's not playing his game because Saka's game. I always thought that, you know, and I've heard commentators say it a lot of times. Saka is the guy who more often than not wants to get the ball into the box. Yeah. But because his numbers have been good in recent years, he's trying to replicate them. Because Saka was a guy who used to, when he gets on the fullback, he's very dynamic. Maybe he's like in his head, when I come this time, I'm going to go to the right and get the ball in. I'm going to chop in. So the left back doesn't really know what he wants to do.
Yeah.
But now Saka constantly wants to chop into his left because he wants to shoot. And that makes him very predictable. The defenders easily, because if defenders know that this guy wants to score, they will show you to your right, to your right, and then you cut into your left, and they will stop you. So it's very, very predictable what he's doing. When Madueke came in yesterday,
By the way, thank you for mentioning Madueke.
When Madueke came in yesterday,
That was a disgraceful. That's a disgraceful penalty.
It wasn't
That's
a
not a
disgraceful
penalty.
It wasn't a disgraceful. It was a soft penalty.
Did you see it?
I saw the penalty.
No.
It was a
It's
soft
not
penalty.
soft.
It
It's a
was soft.
disgrace.
No, I'll say it was soft.
It was soft. You know why it's soft?
Because there was contact.
There was contact.
Jesus
And when
Christ.
you run at the tilt,
It's soft.
when you run
But-
at the speed Madueke is running at, we've said that many
whichever
times.
way the ref gave it, they will not have overturned.
Yeah, of course. The speed at which Madueke was running in, any contact
Yeah.
would have brought him down.
I don't think it was the contact that brought him down.
It was a contact that
There
brought
was
him down.
contact. There was contact.
I'm telling you,
It was contact.
I'm not
I'm not
crazy.
going to go as far as saying
When I
it's a
saw-
disgraceful penalty
when I
because there
saw
was
it,
contact.
the first time
and
I
I also
saw-
felt like the player was stupid to go sliding like that.
When I saw it the first time, that was
not why he went down.
I saw it the replay. When I saw the replay, I said, no, it's not a penalty. It's too easy. And then I saw the guy's body.
the last body,
the body,
touched Madueke's
leg. And at the speed which he's going, that's enough to bring a player down.
That's not why Madueke went down.
No, he's gone down. He's gone down because clearly he's felt a touch.
Right.
You know, he could have been stupid and decided to stay on the street. You know, he could have been stupid.
And he would have called.
He would have been stupid, but he's felt a contact. So that's why I say he's soft. Would I be angry if he wasn't given? No, I won't be angry. I'm honest enough to know it's.
Yeah.
You were going to make a point about Madueke coming in.
You know, so when Madueke came in, Madueke needed to do the simple things, take the ball, drive at the fullback. And because Madueke was very unpredictable, he will go left, he will go right, it was difficult for the fullback. But with Saka, it's one way. Chopping to your left. So I think it's mentally affecting him, and the team, honestly, hasn't helped him. You know, I think the team as a whole, the way Arsenal play, you know, Saka is doing too much of running back, defending. And because the team is not constantly on the front foot, it's not helping him. And that's on the manager.
I need to come in here so we can move on from.
Yeah, I just want to give my thought about the Saka thing. I don't think. See, Saka might have his own personal issues, but naturally.
Which issues? I see him with Thames in an interview. What I see, what issues does he have again? What issues does he have again?
On the field.
You see the wife Saka married?
On the field.
Yeah, I see with Thames, you know, he's talking about Celine Dion. You get that? You know, no, Paul and Nigeria, he's at home.
He's
in London.
When get marital issues for Nigeria, anyways.
Marital issues for this country past government problem.
See,
for this country, the amount of marital issues that
as I saw one girl, she was sitting down, they now put emotional music. If I said I will let you that video. They put emotional music for the background. Say nobody came for matriculation. That's how she said.
You learn it. All these schools, no, but at her age, maybe that's what's important to her.
They should stay at home.
Anyways, I think
help
that
our poor mother.
Saka might have his personal issues on the field, right? But it is not normal that it will last this long.
Yeah.
You know why you say, oh, his numbers were great in recent years? No, it wasn't. Saka's numbers have been great now by his standard. How many seasons ago? So, what?
2
Or
seasons.
3.
I mean, Saka will give you like 15, or something like that.
And the way Saka was profiled
should he be doing more
and
than
what
that?
we saw, it was supposed to be like this.
Yeah.
So the first problem is the team he's playing in. I was also one of the first people that said it that time, that you have evolved this team to a level. Saka shouldn't be doing this much defending.
Yeah.
He shouldn't.
And about
There's a level of let Saka do one-on-one with some of these players.
Yeah.
Let him. He's your best player in the team. Let him lose to some level. Why are you playing 4 centre-backs, 2 defensive midfielders, and maybe another centre-back to come in the first half, and Saka is still defending?
Yeah. I think at some point in time, right, there has to be. I think when they win the Premier League, right, that's when I would know for sure. You get if Saka 2 is a fraud. Because now you signed a £600,000 a year contract. It's not to that. But you know,
so I think that's what he's saying. That is also another thing weighing him down. I think he's trying to. He's Arsenal's number 7, vice captain. like he's the home, the home.
I don't think Saka should captain.
I think he's trying to live up to that. But it looks physically, he also looks a bit spent. Like he doesn't have that burst.
He had his first major injury last year. Where he did 4 months.
Yeah,
he's not been the same player.
Yeah. He's not.
That's what I'm saying. So
his coach should help
let
him.
them win the title first, right? Yeah. So let that burden of doing the right things for every single time get off them. Then I can really, because he's still a young player. I just think that when I watch Saka, right, it feels like one of those unfortunate stories where they have invested too much mentally in the game at such an early age, carrying a club burden so early, and he's just like, I don't have any more to give. You guys have to find a supporting cast for me. I'll give you guys a nice 6.5, 7 over 10.
But I can't.
I'm not going to hit the ceiling anymore. That's what I feel from Saka.
Just the final thoughts. When Rosenior came in, one thing I was impressed with, under Maresca, I used to struggle with low blocks a lot. Low block games were in trouble. Rosenior did something when he came in against low blocks. He would start the game, and then usually a lot of teams build up with a 3. He will build up with a 3. Then he will change it to a 2.
Okay.
So he builds up with a 2. So it now becomes 2-2-6. Okay. So he has 6 man going forward. He has 2 in the middle and then 2 building up. What that now does is almost every time when he's trying to attack, the 2 in the midfield, 2 obviously will join. You will always have either Garnacho, Pedro Neto, or Estevao, or João Pedro. You would always have them at some point with one person, one-on-one. There will be a time where you cannot double on one of them. It must happen. Because now you're playing with 6 up top. That's what I'm saying. At some point, the coach has to look at Saka. Yes, Arteta's first priority is we defend as a team. I understand that. Saka can do a little bit of tracking down and all that as well. But he can't be doing that much defending. He can't.
Yeah, I agree.
You have to help him, put him in nice situations.
It's the same thing I said. I don't think the coach, with the way the team is playing, I don't think the coach is helping the team. Right. I honestly feel like one of Arsenal's biggest problems this year.
They have said that thing already.
Is Arteta. And I really like Arteta. I like him for where he's brought the team to, but maybe the fear of not getting to the promised land is holding back the team a lot. I really
Moses.
The fear of getting to the
coach that era.
You don't see that video where he say I want to see a team that is connected.
That is connected.
Off everything. They broke the socket. Say, I'm not connecting anything.
They carry tape.
I
want to see a team that is connected.
Always on some bullshit, bro.
Always chatting some bullshit.
No, but it was a good analogy to him. It was a good analogy. No, it was a good.
Always on some bullshit.
Maybe the video doesn't need to go out.
No, it was part of their Amazon documentary.
They should put that place out.
No.
Or if they want, they should tell him that he should say it in Spanish. Let them put subtitles. The fact that I said it in English made it funny.
It's funny. But guess what?
In this era,
guess what? When he said that analogy he gave, is the Emirates Stadium. Hold on. The Emirates Stadium. No, hold on. The Emirates Stadium opened in 2006. That stadium has not been as loud as it's been, until Arteta took over. So that's that video that he did.
Connection.
That connection that he talked about is
that video.
That video.
No. Mean they talk about nobody fan.
No. He watched that entire video. He was talking about that the players need to connect to the stadium. Where he talked about when you carry it unplugged. He said when you carry it unplugged, you now find light. That light he was talking about is that once there is energy coming from you, the crowd will get that energy. That's why when you go to the Emirates now, it's a cauldron.
Is it Thomas Edison?
Always on some bullshit, bro. Always on some.
Thomas Edison discovered the light bulb.
Always on some BS, bro.
That's an intelligent man, by the way.
No, I think say you don't go school.
Always on some BS, right?
That's an intelligent man. Right. Speaks 6 different languages. top guy.
You should pick one, the Premier League one.
What? That's all his team needs.
Pick the one.
That's all his team needs.
Pick the title.
If you like, speak 44 languages. If you don't win the league, you're out.
Speak the language of the title. Don't be silly.
God.
I'm on because they whine the entire fan base.
The entire base,
Whine the entire fan base.
Arsenal
Always on some bullshit every other weekend.
Last week.
I came into mine. I'll do my job in 18 months. No, you leave tomorrow. You leave tomorrow. Who told you? Who told you you'll be here? You'll be here 18 months.
I say, wait in that football we analyze. Wait in consign where. What does it mean? You know that is a Yoruba way. It's like when you're speaking to. It's almost as if Yoruba people use it when it's almost as if you are speaking to somebody that is maybe higher than you, older than you, or your boss or something, and then you say something that is, you're not like this. You shouldn't be saying something like that to somebody that is older, that is disrespectful. It's like literal meaning is for your mouth, but is that somebody say you? How can you say something? I'm like, bro,
when that one starts,
he no pass.
When that one starts, right?
People say you hate us.
My brother, somebody call my personal page under my picture on Hindsight Podcast.
Say you hate.
He say you hate us. My brother, settle down.
Relax.
Say it's not that deep.
Relax.
Arsenal fans last week. My God.
Arsenal fans, deck will fire up.
My God.
See for road, they can deck you.
And you know what's crazy?
Deck me up.
You know what's crazy? I say the referees because I say I've not seen Chelsea get away with what Arsenal has gotten away with. They say what Arsenal getting away with.
But that nonsense you were talking. What did you
not
mean?
An insult to Arsenal now.
What was they getting away with? What did we get away with?
Wait. If I
heard you say that nonsense. I was not here.
No, it's facts. If I go from you can't put the responsibility on not calling these fouls, declarations holding, you can't put it on Arsenal. It has to be the official, the PGM. If I go from there and I now go to, I don't know how, if it's coincidental or if it's planned, but someone relax now. I mean, they talk. You now go to some of the things that I've seen Arsenal get away with. I haven't seen Chelsea get away with the same thing. And it's facts. That's not an insult to Arsenal. That's saying, why are the referees giving these calls?
I agree. So you see that thing that Declarize was putting his hand on, was it Hato?
Yeah.
And his hand.
That's a penalty, man.
That was a penalty. I personally think that was a penalty. Do you know why it wasn't given? Because Sa was fouling, what's his name? Raya.
That's why it wasn't given.
That's why it wasn't given. No, go and watch the video again.
I know what happened there.
Wait, when the ball was in flight, the goalkeeper is moving towards the ball.
Okay, let me agree with you.
No. I have to come in here.
No, hold on.
To move on.
No, Emeka, if you are a referee, if you are a referee,
please, I have to call Victor. I have to call Victor on this.
And the ball is. I know it's as if you had the communication that was it.
The ball in flight. The ball is in flight. I think that the holding wasn't the penalty. I thought what was the penalty?
Guys,
Let me tell you what was the penalty. No, hold on.
Finish now. Sinoman, I agree with you. No need to explain again. I agree with you. He was not given because Sa
was fouling the goalkeeper.
He was not given because Sa was fouling the goalkeeper. I agree. So if that's the case, he still plays into what I was saying. Arsenal getting away with this shit because you go and do the same thing in the opposition goalkeeper. Nothing like that. No advantage like that is given to the defending.
By the way,
you don't touch goalkeepers. You don't touch goalkeepers.
Relax now.
The only goal this season. People talk about, Arsenal, what we do. See, actually sit down, watch Arsenal inside the box.
Before now, why would they talk
about?
Don't touch anybody. They actually don't touch anybody.
The Man U one that was what?
Don't touch anybody.
The only goal Arsenal have scored this season that if it was disallowed,
which one is it?
We would have understood was a Man U goal because there was a bit of a shove on the goalkeeper. That's the only goal.
Did Tosa not touch Sanchez? Did Tosa not bump Sanchez?
By the way,
What's he saying?
let's leave it there.
He said they don't touch anybody.
By the way, one of the most honest because when I feel like this for till evening. One of the most honest press conference I've seen was from the Bodo Glimt manager. He spoke about set pieces.
Sporting Lisbon.
You know what he spoke about? He said some of the things that is being done. he doesn't know how it's being allowed to be done, because even they do it as well. That,
exactly.
You know that it's not.
But I'm saying that Arsenal do.
Anyway,
they will change the
no,
rules.
no. I'm sure.
No, me, I agree that
That's cutting Arsenal's half goals.
It's not out. It is not Arsenal. Stop this nonsense.
Make I don't call him idiot. You know, see what Mikel did. Mikel did.
Mikel is on some bullshit.
Mikel don't like Arsenal at all.
Mikel
they drop stats. Mikel they drop stats for TalkSport. He said, have you seen it? Have you seen it? Without an accent. He said, have you seen it? Have you seen it? In the games where they have won, where they have not scored set pieces, he said they've only won 2 or 3. He said, but in the games where they have scored set pieces, they've won 13.
You know what I say? Mikel is a fraud. And why I say Mikel is a fraud is that you will like it actually. I thought this was the guy who would retire and disappear. You know, like for example, I'm not saying Smalling. I'm not saying Smalling anyway. You get
Smalling are retired.
Where is he?
Smalling is in Saudi Arabia collecting
That's what I'm saying.
not retired.
So there's some player like
oil money.
where's Fellaini, right? Like just disappeared. You get what's this guy's name? He said this Barcelona player said when I retire nobody will see me.
Yeah, Victor Valdes.
Literally just disappeared. Nobody sees him. I thought Mikel would be one of those players where he retires. You know, he would just ride off in the sunset. You don't see him. This guy is on some bullshit every other day.
If Brand can't give you, give you money.
Because when he was playing, right, he doesn't want to give interviews. You know, he's like, I don't like this camera. I don't want to be
The
there.
same with Scholes now. When that money comes in, like, you have to do what you're doing.
No. Scholes is when you have spent your house rent, when you have spent your money, you get on extracurricular activities. You have to touch that
You
shit.
don't carry bodies.
You get.
You don't live a good life.
Scholes is chatting.
Now rainy days don't come. You don't get shelter.
Shebi say he was going to retire from punditry. I see him do more punditry since that time. What's happening in our schools? You know,
Bro, I saw that Mikel video from his podcast. I'm like, wait, in this bros deal.
you see what he posted for that video. He say, and Jim White, you know.
No, Jim White Sabi now. It's Sabi.
But instigator, he say, would you recognize him as
As
champions?
that one to say no, I wouldn't. only, I'm like, which one? He said,
You
no,
must be, no, first of all, you must be silly to think that, you know, you recognize
Anybody
them.
cares.
Who inferred that, who conferred on you that title of, you know.
I would recognize them as winners, except they change the way they play. I said, look at this video.
Are you the king?
No, but
Are you King
at
Charles?
the end of the day, it's good for the kind of show.
Yeah, of course.
that
You know, I love it.
you know,
Oh, no, I love it. No, I love it.
To
Totally love it. Right. So
look at chaotic motherfucker.
This one.
So by the way, we have two people that want to come to the show. Right? Kingsley says that, you know, you should invite him.
Yes,
Did they invite him? You would.
Diego Kingsley. Kingsley must come here before the title is decided. He must come here.
Talks nonsense.
But
That one I go smash
he must come here.
one day.
Maybe okay. Motolani we can do maybe
No,
after.
no,
He's a Liverpool fan. You love it. He wants to come and rant about Liverpool.
Motolani was coming, right? So next week, which of the ties? I think the PSG Chelsea game. I think Chelsea put up a good game, but I think the tie is done.
So the PSG Chelsea game, I think. Look,
It's done.
I think it's done.
It's done because PSG are they're not going to defend. They're going to get a goal.
They're
If
going to
Chelsea
attack.
win, they're going to get a
They're
goal.
going to attack.
And that's it.
I think his game is done. However, game of football, if Chelsea goes in and gets an early goal,
I mean, but that's
anything
we
can
always think so.
No, because I've seen
all these 3-0s. Like I think every year, every other year, we always see a 3-0, and it's always like, you know, I think even Arsenal. How many did you beat Madrid by last year? Was it 3? It was 3-0 now. Then they say, oh, he goes in Bernabeu, get an early goal. He doesn't.
No, that's what I'm saying now.
It
If you
doesn't
go there,
generally
because I've
work
seen
that
this
way.
PSG side, and yesterday got another goal that was, you know, marginal. So I know that Chelsea are going to score 2-3 goals.
Yeah,
but that's what I mean. Like, if you get
I think
an early goal,
one of PSG's goals were offside.
PSG will score.
yesterday.
I think one of the goals. I think no.
No,
If it was offside, they would call it.
No.
That idiot,
It wasn't. No,
that
PSG will
idiot.
score. PSG will
It
score.
was Chelsea's goal that was chalked off for offside.
Yeah.
Enzo was off
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
build-up to the João Pedro goal.
I think Chelsea will score 3 goals, but I think that because of how Chelsea defend, I think PSG will score.
Yeah, PSG will score 2 as well.
So Barcelona and Newcastle.
Yeah, that's
Barcelona will qualify.
I think that's a really good one because I predicted Barcelona before the tie, and I still think they will go through. But I think when you look at a game stylistically, I think Newcastle are the perfect antidote for what Barcelona do. Because even in the community, we're talking about how, let's say, Arsenal versus Barcelona and with the high line, right? I think Newcastle, even more so,
Yeah,
because
with the pace.
That's all they want to do.
Messed them
That's all they want to do.
That's all they want to do.
Elanga messed them up.
And like, I think like with
Elanga
space,
is senseless.
with
I
the
have
Camp Nou-
never seen a
with
footballer
the Camp Nou
that
space,
senseless.
Like if Elanga is has those runs and he's able to actually make one right decision, so I think Newcastle can do it.
At the Camp Nou, you swallow them.
I think there's so much space at the Camp Nou. If you get your counter attack right,
No, it's not even about. I'm not talking about the space on the pitch. Like I'm talking about the occasion.
you never know.
I think they're too eager.
I think Newcastle. So again, I think Barca will go through, but I think this is one tie to watch out for because I think
I agree.
stylistically with the pace Newcastle have and like if they sit in, their midfield is very energetic, and if Barca still has some of these players out, I think that is probably like what I'll say like an upset alert.
Yeah.
So I want to quickly talk about this. And before we get back into it, we'll talk about Barcelona, Lamine, and obviously last year we conferred on him. Unanimously, this is probably your next Ballon d'Or type player in the making. In many ways, right? Maybe the best young right winger in the world, right? But it was the story of Olise. I see that narrative building as to who's really better.
Yeah.
And when it started the first season, the beginning of the season, I thought, Yamal has shown me too much to consider the conversation, right? But Olise has maintained a level that has become hard to ignore, right? I think player for player, I think Yamal is better. In terms of like, what we have seen at such an early age is better comparing with like Messi and Rooney and all these players. But where do you see both of them going?
So I was looking at, sorry guys, I was looking at this, like, I think just pure raw ability, like I think Yamal is just so special. But I think what Olise has got to the point where I think he's almost mastered that position in the sense where like he's so efficient, he's technically brilliant, he doesn't do too many unnecessary dribbles. Yeah. He does passing. Shimmy here, finesse, shimmy here, assist. So I think he's got to that point where of a bit of mastery of the position. So I think what now he has to do if he wants to be seen better than Yamal is now these knockout rounds in Champions League. Now he has to show that, because I think right now you were saying Yamal maybe second best young winger or best young winger. I think they are the two best right wingers in the world. They are the two best right now. But I think Olise just has that bit more efficiency at the moment. Yamal will show his brilliance to dribble 5 players. I'm not even saying he's a bad decision maker like all these wingers that will dribble and mess up. Yamal can also pass. He makes the right decision more often than not. But I think Olise is, again, with the final pass, with the, again, minimal touches, but very, very effective. And again, also technically brilliant. So I think I'll put him above slightly now. But what Yamal showed in the Champions League at San Siro away last year, that kind of performance. Yeah. Like, I think Olise needs something like that to be seen like that way. And
Olise ultimately plays in a better team, in a very, very better team.
Yeah. I do think that with big players, right? You can have having a great season, but you need to pick the games.
Moments.
Those games.
Yeah. You need those moments.
I feel like yesterday, the game Valverde played, that's going to define his time at Real Madrid.
Football is just about, like, if you look at moments. Some of your best players, right? You think about, like, let's say someone like Drogba. If you look at a lot of his seasons at Chelsea were forgettable. Because like in the league, like he will score maybe 12 goals here, 15 goals here, but moments.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's any player that has more.
It's really just about moments that actually defines your career. Not Zidane. Zidane will finish league, 3 league goals here, 5 league goals here, no one cares. He'll show, like, he had those moments, those big moments. You think of Zidane, you think World Cup, you think 2006 World Cup, 98 World Cup. You think a few Champions League campaigns here and there. Like, it's really moments. And so I think that's what, like, Olise needs now.
Yeah. Totally agree.
Totally agree with that. I don't know if Harry Kane needs the same thing to win the Ballon d'Or.
I think Harry Kane is Ballon d'Or.
I would give it to him.
If they don't give it to him, they should end the award.
But I think
the World Cup, so
they didn't give Lewandowski. They did not end it.
This Bayern team is so. Again, I was looking into them. They are so overpowered in terms of like their. I don't know what companies do with them. Again, I think like with Olise and Kane, like I think now company, if he can really solidify this Bayern team, this Champions League run, because in the league they've scored something like 92, 94 league goals alone in 20-something games in the league. Champions League, they're the top scorers now. They were second top scorers to Arsenal in the group stage. Knockout round, they scored 6 away to Atalanta.
6.
Olise has something like 18 goals, 24 assists. So like they are so, but now they really need to
allow me to say,
we need to add them to.
They need to win.
Portugal.
They need to win the Champions League. But you see that Bundesliga,
EFCC.
Don't be football that they play for that.
No, no, no,
EFCC.
But Champions League 2 now, I mean, they're also scoring. But again, now
EFCC
against
should add
Madrid
them to
next round, all
Portugal.
these companies, they need to.
So when you look at the where are they on the brackets? Are they on the Real Madrid side?
Yeah, the Madrid side.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they're going to play Madrid next.
So they're gonna play Madrid next.
Yeah.
I
So
think
that's
that's
big.
where.
So if people think City are out,
I mean,
I think
you
City
never
are
know in
out.
football.
I think
but
City are out.
I don't think so.
Why I think City are out, right?
I don't think
is-
so.
I think they have more of a chance than Chelsea do,
See.
personally.
I think so.
I think so. I know it might sound weird because I think PSG are more open, but like
If
I
you
think
watch-
PSG will score 2. They might concede 3, but they'll score 2.
If you watch Real Madrid in the league, Man City can score 4 goals against that team.
Yeah, but this is Champions
I'm
League.
telling you, like in the Man City can score 4 goals against that team. If you watch Real Madrid, you like City were piss poor yesterday. They were poor by their very high
They were not
standards.
poor in the first. They were poor for first 25 minutes. They were on top.
But if you lose 3-0, you are poor. You're poor. But
No, this even brings me to it. Sorry. This even brings me to it, right? I've seen hat tricks, right? But that is the most individualistic hat trick I've ever seen in my life.
Beautiful.
Like every goal, the difficulty level kept going up.
Yeah.
It just kept going up. Like
No, it was beautiful.
so when that happened,
I was about to say that
hold on a second.
the last goal was a brilliant ball from Brahim Diaz, but I'm also saying about Brahim Diaz.
when
he didn't lob ball.
when that kind of hat trick happens, right, and somebody beats you 3-0, right? What I take away from the game is that's just an act of God. No, I'm serious. I'm serious. Look at the goals this guy scored, right? The guy ran from the right wing, right? O'Reilly is a silly guy. Runs on right wing and scores with his left foot.
Yeah.
You understand? The other goal, how did he score the other goal again?
There's a one he
The second goal was on the left and on the left side.
You know,
the first goal
the
was
first
the
goal was
one
goal kick.
goal kick that he runs
Yeah.
through.
I think it's ridiculous. I think that if he does it, he plays another 10 games, like he doesn't score one of those goals.
Yeah. Especially the
I
third
agree.
goal.
First of all, I agree with Ini. If they beat you 3-0 the way they beat you, like I don't even think Man City placed a punch on. I don't agree. It's like this. Rosenior say, "Oh, we played well for 75. You were poor. Get out. You were beating. You were poor, bro. We played well for 75 minutes, but we didn't manage the last 10 minutes. Come on, you were poor. You lost 5-2.
So
what are you saying?
So the Chelsea game tie over.
I think so.
Man City.
That Man City game, I don't think is over.
I don't think it's over.
I think it's over because when I look at Pep's body language, it just feels like the guy is like, you know what? I just want to get to the end of this season.
But you also know he's an incredibly proud guy. He would not want to go down without a fight. I'm sure he wants to go into that game with the mindset that, you know what, they beat us 3-0. We can beat these guys.
I don't think it is over. Also, more so because I think Madrid leaned into that. They are, is Bernabeu is going to be loud.
Mbappe not back for that game.
If Mbappe is back, it tie is over.
Also, Dominic Couture said
No,
that-
if Mbappe is back for the second leg, it tie is
and also
over.
Dominic Couture said like they in the La Liga, like how they struggle against low blocks, that it was like how Man City play exactly how they would like to play because
they love
exactly because they
Because
can
they will
sit
play.
in. So if someone like Mbappe, they will score on
Exactly.
the
If
break.
Mbappe is
100%.
back, it's over.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I
I think the Man City game is done.
Yeah, I mean, most of them, I think it's done, but again, I think they still that 1%.
What's this? You know, see how forgettable Liverpool season is.
I was just going to say that. How come?
That's why I want to put it as a footnote, right? I think everybody at the club will resign. Like this guy's gonna go, and I think that's what's gonna go. No,
It depends. If they make Champions League, again, Liverpool, they like to pride. I don't know if Wale will agree. They like to pride themselves on this, so they don't sack managers and things like that. Unless, so like I would, if I was them, I probably would. But again, he won the league last year. They dealt with the Jota tragedy, had a lot of injuries, this and that and that. So I think they'll give him one more season. But if they miss like out on like Xabi Alonso or something like that now, who's the Liverpool guy, you know, so I think it will be smart for them too, but I don't think they will.
right?
A manager
If they make Champions League, they will.
A manager comes out to gaslight the Premier League. That
guy,
but the football you play
That's what says
is
about
a
it.
joke.
But like, I just don't like. It's so uninspiring.
The
You now go to Galatasaray,
you know the first time they started this nonsense was when United won at Anfield. I'm like, okay, United won. That's the stats. They won. You've come out in the media and said
the way they play against you.
one team wanting to
After
play
losing your biggest
football.
rival.
Oh, one team wanted to play football. But like when I hear managers say that, I always
Your
think
coach
that
used to say it, yeah.
Let me add something.
Your legend, Mr. Monsieur.
Wenger is the king of that.
Used to say that.
Wenger was a purist. He wanted to play football in one way. He never saw football being played in a different way.
I have an unpopular opinion though. Wenger's football is the best football I've ever watched in my life.
No, but it's true.
That's all the like even and I say this even
can-
with even when you put in pick Barcelona, I don't think pick Barcelona played some of the football that Wenger's teams played.
Wenger's football wasn't boring.
No.
Wenger's football was so clean.
No.
And
Wenger's
so
football is the best one I've ever watched in my life. If you want to actually go to a game, right?
You enjoy
Wenger's football is the best football ever in life.
Can you remember that sweeping finish that Danielson did?
Yes.
Where he did this.
I don't know that there's any team that can play like Wenger's team.
That's what Wenger wanted. That's why they want to kill Arteta now.
And you know
why? Because they are thinking, Master used to play, but they used to use this thing and laugh at us.
You know, I give him a lot of credit
football
because he did it with anybody that came to the team, whether you were a top level range player or you were just a normal guy, you would come and understand what he was trying to say.
Yeah.
I think football wise, stylistically, the best manager of all time. Stylistically,
yeah, I agree.
I think it's personal.
Nobody comes close.
I guess I don't football like that. I like to see it, but like for me, I prefer more. So like how he played 06, 07, like Ronaldo. Like I prefer a bit more direct. Like Klopp for me, like I like how Klopp played at his peak with like the Mane. Like that is my own dream. Like that's my own dream of football.
Klopp's football at his peak
was very
good to watch. Klopp's football was very good to watch as well.
Stylistically, like Wenger, it took the most like what Barcelona Pep almost, how do I say, like made it so robotic in the sense where like it was very fluid, but it was so like it was very, very automated in that sense. Where like, it was nice to watch it because it was so fluid, it was so expansive in that sense where you're moving rotations, but it was almost like automatic. Like Wenger was just like pure. It was pure. It was like
it was just purity. Like anybody could play, bro.
Exactly. Like
Vela would come and play.
So structured. Like you could see Fabregas left wing, Fabregas. This.
No, it was too good.
It was too good.
I think we have to mention the atmosphere the Gala fans created for Osimhen.
Yeah, I saw somebody tweet something and said, if you have ambition as a footballer and you want to go to big clubs playing big leagues, don't go to Galatasaray. They will not let you go. That, like,
I was just about to say it.
They will show you so much love that you like when you see a player, should they like Osimhen could have killed himself on that day.
They finished him, bro.
Like he ran and you could see that Baba, this guy will faint too.
Bro,
but he kept going.
You know when you cop a real body. When you cop a real body in your life, you have never given any babe breakfast in bed, but now you have copped a real body. So now every morning you say, baby.
Right, by the way, babes actually fall to that thing.
You don't come say, bro, see this thing what they do for Osimhen. Bro, Osimhen was crying. He was in the lineup. Like,
there are two players I've seen.
And Liverpool
I've seen cry like that. Right?
Liverpool won win.
One is Osimhen, right? The other, can anybody guess?
Who was that?
The other player. Crying uncontrollable like that. Ibrahimovic. I've never seen anybody cry like that in my life. Those
when he was leaving Milan.
The tribute to him, right? I also think the tribute to what's his name? Totti.
Was when Jose left for the first time. No, tribute to Totti was see, let me tell you, there is no player tribute that is on top of that Totti.
No.
Bro,
have you seen it?
You have not seen it. My goodness.
But
how does a player
I was watching
make people
it,
feel like that? The whole stadium,
my skin was
people, they were crying.
My skin was crawling. And he was sat, I think he was sat on the staircase inside the tunnel like
before
this.
he came through. No, this guy is something else.
The aura was, you see, the aura
man
was
turned down Real Madrid, turned down Juventus,
to remain there,
turned down the biggest clubs in the world again to stay at that club.
When I saw Osimhen cry like that, right,
bro, he was too emotional.
You could tell. So Osimhen is the reason I don't like my mom watching football, Nigerian football. No, this is I just putting this out because the way he plays, right. My mom would be like, you should stop running now. You stop running now. You get, because you can see that he's running so much more than everybody else, right? So when I saw him cry, I said,
no, they catch Osimhen.
No,
the guy, and do you know the I don't know if it was.
He said, we're family.
I said, I don't know if it was before.
Osimhen, you should move next season. Move.
How are you going to leave this club now? I don't know if it was before or after the game. There's that video that CBS now posted where it was like a short documentary. His sister was speaking.
I saw it.
And then they went to him as well in the interview. Yeah. My goodness.
I've said that before now. It was a 14-minute clip like this. Like, I watched that thing and I was in tears.
I'm like,
I was in tears.
Is this thing then plan them? Say before the game we go play them, then the fans go do this thing. Like if you saw that video and then you saw what they did on the field, bruh, you just look at Osimhen and be like, you know what? You get a pass for anything.
I see Osimhen cry. I said Liverpool cannot win this match.
As a man,
They for not cancel in goal. As to be offside, they for say goal. No, goal.
The moral of the story is that if you find yourself in a situation where you actually feel like crying, right?
No, just cry.
Just start crying.
What are you doing?
Because the more you try to hold it back, the more you cry more. I could tell that he was trying to hold it. Right? And the more you go,
that was
he just kept going, right?
They make a grown man cry in public, man.
Yeah,
Bro,
that was really good. That was really good, right?
Well, Liverpool is stupid, Sha. Cannot score goal.
You play goal. Who said
like I don't understand all these useless clubs in Europe.
Yeah, so
all these useless Man City, you cannot score one goal. Sporting Lisbon, you cannot score one goal. Liverpool on Tuesday cannot score one. Like, are you people cursed?
So it was the Newcastle game that annoyed me like that, right? So I'm watching the game. I'm like, a lot of goals win this game. I watched the entire game reach that kind 8-something minutes. I can't vex go. I can't because I see 1-1. I see go punish people. By evening, I gave to people. When I now stood up,
that's the game I watched too now. It's the same thing with me. I left it and then I saw a flat score. I saw 1-1. I'm like, what's this?
What's all
about that Elan guy?
Anyway, so Newcastle go through?
No, Barcelona go through.
Go through, Ken. I think
that's one to watch as an upset, but I think Barca go through.
So Barcelona go through, yeah. Man City don't go through, Chelsea don't go through.
Yeah, so PSG, Madrid go through.
PSG, Madrid go through. Bayern Munich are through.
Yeah, for sure. Liverpool, Galatasaray.
I think Bodo Glimt are through.
Yeah, of course they're through.
Sporting can go out.
No. The same Bodo, even how they went to play, was it Inter Milan? They went to San Siro. Yeah. Those guys are good.
Those guys are good. Do you watch that Inter Milan game?
I watched it.
My God, those boys, they
play on the ground.
They play. Hey, game starts, Inter Milan, they want to come back, but they just hold the game, manage the game. 10 minutes into it, 15 minutes, they begin playing Inter Milan football. My God. I say for San Siro.
They can play.
So the brackets, they play.
They play Arsenal.
They don't play Arsenal. Arsenal have not qualified yet. But that nonsense we played yesterday.
What kind of performance was that?
We played yesterday. You know, they're lucky that they got that penalty, because if they didn't get that draw and say Leverkusen won,
you still gone.
Yeah, I still think they will.
You don't think so? Yeah. You beat them like 3.
So that game is going to. My thing with Arsenal is that the next 4 games are like that's the season. The next 4 games, so to speak. I think the Carabao Cup is in this block. In this block. Then next week they play the second leg of that game, and I think who do you play in the Premier League this weekend?
Everton.
I think
Everton away.
Funny
home.
Everton at home.
That's a difficult game.
You see the most devilish, defensive game.
Now they talk, they play football. The more he says, Arteta is doing a brilliant job. They're doing a brilliant job. It makes his team hard to beat. Absolutely brilliant.
Because
David Moyes knows Jimmy, you go use what you get to achieve what you want.
Yes, now.
So you go tell David Moyes make you play tiki taka. The more you say you play tiki taka with Tarkowski, with O'Brien and
Michael Keane.
No. I think David Moyes is one of the most safe pair of hands you can ever have.
Yeah.
He's so safe.
You have a flaw
There's a flaw you will never go below. You get. That's how I look at Tottenham, with this Igor Tudor signing. And I was just thinking, people must actually be smoking something at like the boardroom, man. Get where the vents now AC plus.
Like cocaine.
You get that now pure white this thing. Because I'm thinking, you want to survive. You left get on the phone to Big Sam, Roy Hodgson, right? It's the only. Do you think that do you think that Rangers are stupid?
Many weeks now.
They did a send off for O'Neal. He said, "This is the last final. I'm not coming back again." When they fired that one, they said, "Okay,
come,
come."
If you say you like this club,
if you really say come back, and they got winning again, there is something these guys know about
studying things.
Winning 3 points. 3 points. The objective today is to win 3 points, Abi. Okay.
Big Sam.
That's what we're here to do.
Big Sam said,
we're not here to come and do that.
Big Sam said, when I walk through the door, and I look at the team, I look at the results, the very first thing I want is we're going to fight for a clean sheet. So first game, Sam will play 0-0.
My brother.
First game, we'll play 0-0.
Put some this thing in the minds of the players.
Block everywhere. We don't concede. 0-0. Next game, 1-0. Next game, 2-1. Now you gotta go.
9 points was safe.
You don't understand.
You
You don't understand what this thing that you said.
Gambit.
It was his last job. He left Juventus after how many weeks? Did he stay there up to 2 months? I mean, now I go bring when on our life they fall apart.
How I knew that the guy doesn't know what to do is we're talking about goalkeepers, right? One of the manager's strengths, right, is knowing when to give people debuts.
That man age now.
Right.
Like this Rosenior, he's never beaten. See, for my hand.
Do you know what I love? You see, sometimes I wish I can pack. Sometimes I wish I can hybrid some managers, right? So I wish I can take Ten Hag's discipline, right, and take Amorim's leadership, his personality, merge it. Ten Hag said something. He said, I would never give a player at this club a debut because the club is storage for giving young players debut. They have to deserve it, and an extra on top of that. When you give, and the timing of it is very important, right? You could tell when he was going to get Koimenu's debut because he started coaching to Koimenu. Yeah. After the game, you see him, you call him. Yeah. Look, this is what I want you to do. You see how the atmosphere is today. This is what he's like. So he keeps telling him. So when he gives him his debut, Menu's debut was against Everton. It was a brilliant performance. You could tell that they were readying him. Yeah. How do you pick a game against Atletico Madrid to give a kid away from home? The guy ruined the kid.
Now manage, I don't tell you.
He ruined that performance is on the manager.
Yeah, for sure.
He ruined the kid.
For sure.
Right? I'm telling you, if I'm the guy's agent, right? I don't know. I find it like I have to sue.
Which kind of like?
No.
Don't be only sue. No. You don't know sue.
I tell you what, right?
They pay you salary. That sue kill you.
What the guy has done to that player, let's say the player has taken the last 4 years, right, to arrive at a point where the player has gone back down to he has to start from the beginning.
It's true. He might have gone back down. But if he has gone back down, then that means he doesn't belong in the first place.
It's possible.
No, I agree. He might have gone down
from there.
He might have gone back down. But if truly he has gone back down, that means he has no business in the top floor. And it should remain there.
It's one game now.
No. I'm saying if you say he has gone back down, because if you're at a club like Spurs, and the reason you are training every day is for opportunities. Mm-hmm. Yes, the manager has bottled it by giving you a game like that. But if you now say, oh, this thing that the manager did, it has destroyed me so much that I cannot get my... remain for the downfall where you go.
I do agree. I mean, it's professional football at the end of the day.
Yeah. Right?
He didn't platform the guy, right?
Yeah.
But ultimately...
But you can't say, oh, when Lamers came into United, how old is Lamers again?
23.
23. Do you know what it is for a 23-year-old boy to come and be United's goal?
From Belgium.
Like what they did.
They didn't start him
exactly, but still when they put him in, you have to take your chance.
You have to take your decision.
So I think that
you don't see Lamens, they try pass ball because you see Ryan, they carry left leg, they pass ball. Useless goalkeeper, the pass ball give you.
You know the
God.
You don't say that when
the pass ball give you.
Make I talk something.
You won't carry left leg.
See that third goal.
Say good with both legs.
See that third goal where PSG score. That third goal where PSG score. For week, the game where Jorgensen play against Aston Villa. Where Chelsea win 4-1. He made that exact same pass with his left leg. The pass go through. So now he can't play PSG. He can't get the same situation. He don't like say he won't fake. He won't fake like this. He can't do like that.
He said that boy, that Tottenham boy, as in the ball came clean, and I noticed that he was too close. Just put your boot
put this thing come out.
No,
he wants to show
natural.
He wants to show his footwork.
I've seen horrible debuts. That's the worst I've seen.
Yeah, that was terrible.
That's the worst I've seen. And I put on the manager.
And hooked as well.
Crazy. So let's
not the worst debut. You want to know the worst debut in football?
Sure.
Jonathan Woodgate for Real Madrid. Bought for big money. Scored an own goal on his first game.
Backroom staff now. So
scored an own goal on his debut.
Got sent off, didn't you?
Gave away a penalty and got sent off.
Crazy.
Same game on his debut.
In Madrid. He's an African man. He just doesn't.
He just doesn't know. There are people following him. He thought he came alone.
That guy cannot be. That cannot be an unfortunate set of events.
He thought
those are well planned out.
No. They are unfortunate set of events. But they didn't just happen.
No, the very sequential arrangement.
You don't want one cap video. I don't want to mention their name. Where the boy won't enter cap like this. One cap won't almost match him. I've seen the ad. He says, wait. I seen it. I say, Uncle, no be me get tamo. Na cabo.
Say that borrow.
No be me get tamo.
I say, you serve now.
For tell me
now. Talk now.
The man say, now your head are nearly matched.
See, make I tell you. You see, the Gay go play for Benabao yesterday. 3 goals happened. Everywhere blow. Baba they look like.
He won the turn.
This is not the Premier League. Don't worry yourself.
He won the turn.
Don't worry yourself.
That was crazy.
You get.